Ladies and gents, if I could ask you to please find your seats as quickly as possible. We will be starting in just a couple of minutes. Thank you. Following you around. Ladies and gentlemen, and I think I saw some girls and boys, good evening and welcome to all of you. It's my pleasure to be once again your MC for the Sport New South Wales Community Sports Awards. My name is Stephanie Brantz and it's fantastic to see you all in person, can I say. Also to be here at this wonderful location, Bankwest Stadium. For those of you here for the first time, I hope that you're very much enjoying being in this wonderful setting and particularly seeing the names of our finalists going around the seating bowl. I'm going to start with some boring but necessary housekeeping to start with, and I'd like to start by telling you that tonight's event is being live streamed via YouTube and the Sport New South Wales Facebook page. So we do extend a very warm welcome to all of you joining us from home, and to everyone here I want to let you know that the cameras are at the production desk at the back of the room, so if you could limit the amount of times you stand up during the evening's proceedings, that would be fantastic. A big welcome to our Auslan interpreters who will be helping us out tonight, for those in the room and those watching online as well. So Elisa and David, welcome to you, and thank you so much for being here with us. Bathrooms, everyone, are located to the side at the back of the room on this side, or they are out at the entrance to the Cumberland Lounge where you came in for your pre-drinks this evening. Finally, to ensure that we all hear the announcements and can hear the achievements of our volunteers and sporting organisations, can I ask that you all now switch your mobile telephones to silent? Please don't turn them off. As you'll see on the screen right now, you'll see our hashtag for the evening. We're going to be posting throughout the night on our social media channels, and the winners, as they are announced, will be put up there. We'd love you to join the conversation, share or retweet with the hashtag New South Wales Sports Awards. Well, folks, that completes all the housekeeping, and it's now my pleasure to get us underway. And to do so, I'd like to call to the stage Uncle Bruce Gale for the Welcome to Country. Welcome, Uncle Bruce.
Getting old, I think. Thank you, Stephanie. Good evening, Warami. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening all. I would like to welcome you here all tonight to celebrate the 2021 New South Wales Community Sports Awards on the lands of the Baramatical people. The Baramatical people were a tribe of the Darug Nation and were the traditional owners and custodians of the lands comprising of the Cumberland Plains and the waters of the Parramatta River. I would like to pay my respects to all past and present elders of the Baramatical people, and I would also like to pay my respects to all past and present elders of the Darug Nation. To the ancestors, the spirits of the lands and waters, as well as all Aboriginal people here today. As we share our own knowledge, our teachings and our research practices, may we also pay respects for the knowledge forever embedded within us by the original custodians of law and heritage. The waters of the Parramatta River and the lands of the Cumberland Plains were very important in the daily lives of the Baramatical people. The Baramatical men were responsible for the main food supplies for the tribe, with the majority of the food coming from the Cumberland Plains, with such items as kangaroo, possum, snakes and lizards. Whilst the Cumberland Plains also provided the bark they used to make their canoes that provided them access to the waters of the Parramatta River, which supplied them with fresh supplies of eels, mullet, rock oysters, yabbies, ducks and freshwater mussels. Whilst the Baramatical women and children would gather such items as spring yams, fern roots, fruits and small game. Their practical knowledge of the environment concerned the plants, which provided them with such things as their medicines and the raw materials they used for utensils and weapons, as well as for sheltering and clothing. They also used local fires to assist with their hunting and to help and maintain the environment. From the high grounds of the Cumberland Plains, the Baramatical people could see the oncoming tribes that they may have been having troubles with, and it enabled them to be prepared for any surprises the neighbouring tribe may be planning. It was also a gathering place for the friendly neighbouring tribes to come and swap seasonal foods and goods. It is with our pleasure that we share our significant sights with you all, and we hope you enjoy your visit to Baramatical land. So in closing, I again welcome you to Baramatical country, and I hope that you'll now have a better understanding of why these lands and waters will both spiritually and culturally work to the Burra medical people in their continuous daily battles for survival. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Uncle Bruce. Well, folks, now it's time to recognise the stars of the night, the outstanding community sports volunteers, the high achievers and distinguished long service recipients. And for each of tonight's awards, we will run through the achievements and contributions of the finalists to give you just a small taste of the many reasons why their peers and their sport chose to put them forward for recognition. To start us off and to formally welcome you to tonight's ceremony, I'd now like to introduce the Chairperson of Sports New South Wales, Carolyn Campbell.
Good evening, everybody, and it's certainly my pleasure to welcome you tonight. I also would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land that we meet on today and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. And thank you so much for sharing that information with us. It's terrific. Well, what a difference a year makes. And I'm sure Steph will agree with me, because this time last year doing this awards, there was 4 of us in the room and very socially distanced. And obviously presented it in very different circumstances. And I guess to actually be able to be here in front of everybody and be with people and at a venue like Bankwest Stadium is just amazing. So thank you very much for joining us. I must say, but as usual, we still managed to put on a very good show last year, and even though it wasn't the same, and I'm sure that we felt tonight. I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to the Honourable Natalie Ward, MLC, Minister for Sport, Multiculturalism, Seniors and Veterans. Congratulations on your appointment, and more importantly, welcome to our sporting sector. And I'm sure there's a lot of people in the room that will be looking forward to meeting you as the night proceeds. Tonight, Minister, this is about honouring our wonderful people from our sporting community who have given and achieved so much. Without these people and the thousands of others that give so willingly of their time in our community, sport could not deliver and serve the people of New South Wales. It's indeed special that we will hear from you shortly. I'd also like to acknowledge Chief Executive of the Office of Sport, Karen Jones, and many of her team that are also here tonight. Karen, the ongoing support extended by the Office of Sport to sport in New South Wales is appreciated, and we look forward to these strong relationships continuing. Welcome to Joseph Laposta, Chief Executive of Multicultural New South Wales. Always a pleasure to have our former Sport New South Wales Chair join us, who I know keeps a very keen interest and an eye on the sporting sector, so welcome, Joseph. Also, joining us tonight, Anthony Shannon from the Department of Communities and Justice. And special mention to one of Sport New South Wales Life members, Phil Bates AM. Our organisation, just like many here tonight, rely on the generous corporate partnerships, and I'm pleased to have so many of our corporate partners that are here to celebrate with us tonight. You're genuinely valued, and we thank you for your continued support. On behalf of the New South Wales Board, and welcome to the many directors that are here tonight, and our team ably led by CEO Ross Bidencote, we offer our best wishes to all the finalists. There needs to be a special thank you and congratulations to our Distinguished Long Service Award recipients that are going to be recognised. Your devotion to your community and sport is an inspiration to us all. And finally, I'd like to thank our member sporting organisations and local councils for their nominations and ongoing support of the New South Wales Community Awards. These are your awards. Without your nominations and your energy towards these, they wouldn't exist. And I looked through the finalists, and it's so great to see so many from a variety of sports with nominations received from all over the state. And like all good functions, this couldn't be possible if we didn't have fabulous people putting it on. So to Ross, Emily and Jess from Sport New South Wales, the endless hours that have gone into this, thank you very, very much, and best wishes for the evening ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Carolyn. And yes, well, I like you very much. It's nice to have 250 more people sharing the evening with us. Ladies and gents, tonight we're delighted to be presenting 21 people with Sports New South Wales Distinguished Long Service Awards. That's recognising over 25 years of service provided to their sport, their organisation and community. Now, we've split these presentations up into 3 groups. We will be hearing formally from our host, the Honourable Natalie Ward, MLC Minister for Sport, Multiculturalism, Seniors and Veterans, later this evening. It's really hard to roll off the tongue quickly. And a good business card too. But I would now like to ask the Minister to join us on stage to present the first group of Distinguished Long Service Award recipients. Ladies and gents, as I call your name, please proceed to the stage to receive your award from the Minister and remain on stage. Would you please welcome the Minister to stage now? Now, folks, given the recent COVID stories we've had that is back circulating our community, we have been asked that you do not shake hands tonight. So just, yeah, pretend. Folks, as I call your name, please proceed to the stage to receive your award from the Minister and remain on the stage. I will say a few words on each recipient, but for full details on everyone who comes up on stage tonight, please refer to the program which you would have found on your seat when you came in. I also ask you to please hold your applause until we have all our recipients up on stage. Our first worthy Distinguished Long Service Award recipients are Neil Anderson, a pioneer for the concept of sailing for people with disability. Neil has set up sailability branches across New South Wales and internationally. Jim Auld. Jim has received a number of local and state awards recognising his contribution as a volunteer to community football. Basil and Jean Baldwin. For nearly 50 years, Basil and Jean have organised, coached, course set and provided advice and leadership in orienteering. Les Bouving. Les has played a significant role in the development of pathways for touch players in Sydney. Unfortunately, Les can't be with us this evening, but congratulations to him in absentia. You're not Les, okay. Just checking. Just you making a liar out of me. His award will be received by a friend and colleague. Bruce and Joan Clark. Bruce and Joan have each dedicated over 40 years to clubs and paddlers in the Shire. Vernon Cross. Vernon has worked tirelessly for the development of the Riverstone Little Athletics Club and was instrumental in the upgrade of Riverstone Park. And Peter Dow. Peter has been a supportive grandfather to the sport of motocross in the Macarthur region since 1980. We thought we'd mix up the directions to keep you on your toes tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join me in congratulating our first group of Distinguished Long Service Award recipients. Thanks to you all. One more round of applause for our recipients. Thank you so much, Minister. and we look forward to hearing from Minister Ward a little later in the evening. It's now my great pleasure, though, to welcome up Daniela Zapata, the platform specialist at Revolutionise Sport, who will announce the 2021 Young Official of the Year. In this category, we recognise young umpires, referees and technical officials at state association or club level for their outstanding achievements and contributions during the nomination period. Young officials, as your name is called, please make your way to the stage to receive your finalist certificate from Daniela and remain on the stage for the announcement of the winner. It's now my pleasure to call upon the finalists of the 2021 Revolutionise Sport Young Official of the Year, Mason Colwell. At just 20 years old, Mason is regularly selected to referee at major touch tournaments, including the State of Origin match where he sends his apologies to us from tonight. He's a wonderful leader of the next generation of referees at Peninsula Touch Association. Daniel Kustek. As well as refereeing at state and national competition, Daniel assists with appointments and development of referees at the Sydney Mets Association. Lauren McGill. Lauren is a wonderful role model for many girls in Tamworth hoping to follow in her footsteps as an umpire in numerous major regional and New South Wales cricket competitions. Thomas Webster. Beginning as a para-athlete at the age of 6, Thomas recently transitioned to an official role, taking part in club, regional, country and state level championships. Would you please put your hands together for all our finalists here tonight? And Daniela, I hand over to you to announce our winner.
On behalf of Revolutionise Sport, I'd like to congratulate all of our finalists tonight. It's an honour to be a sponsor for tonight's awards. And the winner of the 2021 Revolutionise Sport Young Official of the Year is Mason Colwell.
As I mentioned earlier, unfortunately Mason is unable to join us this evening. That's because he's in Coffs Harbour to officiate at the Touch State of Origin tomorrow. However, we were able to secure an acceptance video. Let's take a look.
Hi everyone, hope you're all having a great evening. I'm Mason Colwell and I love to referee touch football. Apologies I can't attend the ceremony in person. Currently, I'm in Coffs Harbour in preparation for the State of Origin starting tomorrow. I'm proud and honoured to be named Young Official of the Year. As a volunteer, the satisfaction you get from bringing people together to play sport is unmatchable. To John Turnbull and Craig South, thank you for the mentoring. Shout out to Matt Sawyer for the nomination. Mum and Dad, cheers for the support. My fellow nominees, Lauren, Tom and Dan, I acknowledge your contributions to your sport. I feel very privileged and humbled to be receiving this award. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Congratulations, Mason. And folks, one more round of applause for our Young Official of the Year finalists, and thank you, Daniela, for doing the presentation. Thank you. Now to join us for the presentation of the 2021 Community Official of the Year, we'd like to welcome Maddie Turner, New South Wales Swifts athlete and Valour Ambassador, to the stage. This category recognises umpires, referees and technical officials at state, association or club level for outstanding achievements and contributions to their sport. The finalists for the 2021 Valour Community Official of the Year Award are Matt Carter. Matt developed an online learning tool and exam to make umpire certification more accessible and implemented new protocols for umpires during COVID-19. Deepali Mistry. In addition to officiating competition, Deepali has worked closely with the New South Wales Referees Commission, National Refereeing Committee and Judo New South Wales Board to introduce training pathways and programs for upcoming judo referees at the grassroots level. Gregory Smith. Gregory officiates rowing from regional to international regattas and was recently named as part of the 2021 Tokyo Olympic Games jury for rowing. John Williams. John has been a leader to both young officials and fellow senior officials, often travelling to regional New South Wales to assist with training and meets. Would you put your hands together for all our finalists of Community Official of the Year? And Maddie, if you'd like to do the honours.
So on behalf of Valor, I'd like to announce that the Community Official of the Year is Gregory Smith. Congratulations.
Now, Gregor, before you jump off stage, just a quick word. Oh, don't look so anxious. I won't hurt you, I promise.
I'll keep it short. Being an official is being part of a team, and I'd like to thank all those people who are part of the team at Growing New South Wales for the support they've shown me, and also acknowledge the other people who are nominated. Thank you.
Congratulations, Gregory. Congratulations to our finalists, and thank you to Maddie for doing the presentation. You don't get away that fast, Maddie. Sorry, you get another photo. Thank you, our Community Official of the Year finalists. I'm now delighted to invite Craig McBride, Manager of Premium Services and Knowledge Content at iCare, to the stage for the next 2 awards. iCare sponsor both the Young Coach and Coach of the Year awards, which recognise coaches at state, association and club level for their outstanding achievements and contributions to community sport. So thank you for your ongoing support, Craig, and the team at iCare. So we'll begin with the finalists for the 2021 iCare Young Coach of the Year. Bailey Connolly. Bailey's an inspiring young coach who, while juggling his own training schedule and completing the HSC, has devoted his time to supporting a young paddler with a disability. Drew Fryer. Drew coaches a number of young athletes at state and national level, leading them to various medals and personal bests, and continued to show his dedication through COVID-19 by providing online programs and holding regular Zoom sessions with his athletes. Jordan Jones. Jordan coaches at All Abilities Blowfly Cricket Club and helps each participant to learn and grow at their own pace. Alana Toogood. 15-year-old Alana coaches multiple teams at Port Macquarie Hastings Hockey Association, using her own playing experience to teach new skills in a relatable manner. Ladies and gents, these are our finalists for Young Coach of the Year.
On behalf of iCare Sporting Injuries, I'd like to announce that the Young Coach of the Year award winner is Drew Fryer.
Drew, step this way. Congratulations on your award. How much of a challenge did you find it to switch your methods during the COVID-19 pandemic? Which obviously isn't over, but during that time.
Well, hopefully we don't have to go back into it. I thought it was something like athletics. It's obviously keeping people involved is obviously a pretty hard thing to do because it's you have to make sure that you keep the team atmosphere, which is people that can get lost in a sport like athletics. So I made sure during COVID that I regularly made sure that I was making sure everyone in the squad felt like we were still a team and we were meeting together on Zoom classes and we had regular. I was probably talking to all the boys I coach I'd have probably over an hour-long phone calls with some of them. I wanted to keep the team focused during COVID because that is the most important thing for athletics.
Sure. What's the thing you love most about coaching?
Well, being a part of myself, I've been a part of athletics since tiny tots. So that's from the age of under 10. So I do enjoy bringing the boys up into the sport, that I've enjoyed my entire life. I look to continue my involvement in athletics as well as the boys, and I hope that I can make sure that they continue through year 12 and juggle that those year 12 schooling commitments with athletics, and then continue past school as well and stay in the sport.
Drew, congratulations on being our iCare Young Coach of the Year, and congratulations to your fellow finalists as well. Bailey, Drew, Jordan and Alana, our finalists for Young Coach of the Year 2021. Craig will stay with me as we now call upon the finalists for the iCare Community Coach of the Year. Beck Bully. Beck is an athlete-centred coach, a determined competitor with strong tactical intuition, leading North Shore United to their maiden victory in the Netball New South Wales Opens Premier League competition. Brian Cork couldn't be with us tonight, but Brian specialises in slalom paddling. He's an expert in technical skills, helps people at different abilities and ensures each athlete feels included. David Groom. David conducts successful judo school programs for hundreds of kids in the Sydney area, teaching skills in a fun environment and focusing on developing the mental well-being of his athletes. Chris Leyland. Chris is the head coach of Byron Bay Football Club under 15s and under 16s and led both teams to a premiership in the shortened 2020 season. Stephen Monaghan. Steve is a supportive and enthusiastic coach who supervises gym sessions, provides healthy eating plans and ensures athletes focus on their mental health. Joanna Tarrant. Johanna coaches students at Grafton High School and Grafton Rowing Club with a focus on creating a positive and inclusive environment and has led her students to many successes, including second at the 2021 Combined High Schools Championships. And it's a hearty congratulations to all our finalists for the Community Coach of the Year 2021.
On behalf of iCare again, I'd like to announce that the winner of the Community Coach of the Year award are the winners, sorry, Beck Bully, David Groom and Johanna Tarrant.
Now, folks, I had the privilege of sitting on the panel when we were looking at this. This was, hands down, one of the most difficult categories. It was just impossible that's why we have 6 people on stage, because there were just so many wonderful nominations and everyone was outstanding. We just couldn't split the last 3. So congratulations to Beck, David and Joanna. I'll just get you to step this way. And Beck, we'll start with you, seeing you're closest. Extraordinary achievements in a difficult year and up against, such difficult competition for this award. What do you feel most warm about receiving this up on stage?
Oh, look, I'm very privileged to receive this award. I actually feel like I'm receiving this award on behalf of my team, my club and my staff that I worked with. It was a very tough year. With COVID, and I think netball did a really great job in managing that and were able to go ahead with our competition, which went through to the grand final, and fortunately we were the winning team. But yeah, I just absolutely love being involved in netball at this level, and also, I was a player for a long time. I absolutely love coaching. I worked out that coaching is a great way to still be involved without having to do all the hard work.
Hey, good shout. David, for you in the judo field, and Carolyn mentioned when she came up, it was wonderful to see the diversity of sports. What do you love most about what you're doing with your judo athletes?
For myself, I've had quite a long career as an athlete in judo, and it's just nice to try and help others try and achieve more. than what I've achieved. And especially since moving out to Australia from the UK, judo's quite a small sport here, so it's been great to try and develop it and introduce it to more children. So, yeah.
And Joanna, is it Joanna or Johanna? Joanna. Oh, I'm right, good. Thank you. Grafton's not the first place we think of when we think of rowing, and you're doing a tremendous job out there. What are you loving about that?
I just really enjoy giving back to, I guess, the sporting community and in rowing that I guess gave me the opportunities in the past as well. And yeah, I think that's all.
Well, you're clearly doing an extraordinary job out there, and in fact, to the three of you, I said it was impossible to split you. To our 6 finalists, tremendous job. And ladies and gents, I'd like to once more congratulate our Community Coaches of the Year for 2021. Congratulations, our Community Coaches of the Year. And our finalists, if you have a look in your program and you see the bios, you'll see why that discussion went on for so long at the selection table. Thank you also to Craig, and thank you to iCare for your support in our Coach of the Year awards. Now, to present the certificate and award for the 2021 Community Sports Administrator of the Year, I now call on John Torcasio of Sports Cover. So thank you for your assistance, John. This next award highlights those behind the scenes. They might not always receive the trophies or even take the field, but they are passionate about the challenge and the challenge ahead. The 2021 Sports Cover Community Sports Administrator of the Year finalists have been nominated for their outstanding achievements and their contributions at regional, district or at club level. So I invite our finalists to come to the stage. Aaron Gray. Driven by his love of the game, Aaron was prominent in the creation of a new one-day social competition at Newcastle District Cricket Association, which saw 60 teams register. Greg Jacques. Greg spent countless hours in 2020 advocating for pools to reopen and developing COVID-safe plans for the Campbelltown Masters Swimming Club. Carol Jones. Carol's commitment to the Hornsby Touch Football Association saw her recognised as the Regional Administrator of the Year at last year's New South Wales Touch Awards. Michelle Slack-Smith. In her role as President, Michelle has positively impacted the Hunter Volleyball Club across the board and set the foundations for long-term growth and success. Would you put your hands together, please, for our finalists in Community Sports Administrator of the Year? John, if you do the honours.
Good evening. On behalf of Sports Cover, I'd like to announce that the Community Sport Administrator of the Year award winner is Michelle Slack-Smith.
Michelle, congratulations to you. Lovely to see you again. I do have to tell you that I know that Michelle has been doing these sorts of roles for a very long time because she had my son, who's now 22, when he was about 8, I think. So I know how long you've been involved in sport. Tell us, what is it about the sport of volleyball that makes you give up that longevity and all those hours into it?
All those hours. It's technical, it's emotional, it can only happen when all of the team works together at the same time. It's a dynamic sport. It's for boys and girls. It's indoor, it's outdoor, it's everything. And I just love it. We all love it.
And you and your colleagues on stage would probably all agree that last year threw up more challenges than we'd ever seen before. How much did COVID suck for volleyball?
COVID sucked a lot because part of the sport of volleyball is contact, and it's whilst you're separated from a net, you're close to your teammates and you high-five each other and you give each other a slap and you encourage each other the whole time, and that distance that you had to keep from each other was really quite confronting, but it gave us an opportunity to celebrate our community and our people and talk to each other again and plan for the future. And we used COVID to incorporate Hunter volleyball, look at the footprint of Hunter and how we can make a difference right across the region, not just in Newcastle. With a history of almost 30 years of volleyball in Newcastle, we thought we can do more, we can do much more. And I have a size 10 foot, and I thought, well, my footprint is going to make a difference. I made a start, and the last 18 months has been amazing. Haiku, the Netflix series, any parents whose kids are watching Haiku, thank you. We've benefited from a new sport, a non-contact sport, a sport for boys and girls equally, and everyone is loving volleyball, and it's our time. And I'm just so grateful to Sport New South Wales, all of the sports here today, and to Volleyball New South Wales for the nomination.
Our New South Wales Community Sports Administrator of the Year for 2021, Michelle Slack-Smith. I want to give you a hug. I'm giving you a virtual hug. Congratulations to all our community sports administrators. Thank you to John from Sports Cover. Well, ladies and gents, before we introduce the second group of our amazing Distinguished Long Service Award recipients, I'd now like to ask our host for this evening, I'm going to get it right, the Honourable Natalie Ward, MLC, Minister for Sport, Multiculturalism, Seniors and Veterans, to join us on stage and say a few words. Welcome, Minister.
Thank you so much, Stephanie, and thank you so much for having me here tonight. I'm going to go off script. This is my dream job, so I'm just so excited to be here. Thank you. Uncle Bruce, thank you for that wonderful, wonderful welcome to country. Very much appreciate it. And I would like to acknowledge the Darug people, the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet this evening, and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. And thank you for sharing this wonderful land with us, and extend that respect to Aboriginal people here today. I'd also like just to thank you for your COVID compliance, because your hard work during all of those difficult days and all of the challenges that we've experienced have meant that we can be here today in person, and that's just a wonderful thing. And I know that other states and other countries are looking on with a little bit of a green tinge that we can get together. So I know it's not perfect yet, but we are here in person, so thank you very much for your hard work on that. I'd like to acknowledge Carolyn Campbell, Chair of Sport New South Wales, the Directors of Sport New South Wales, Ross Bidencote, the CEO of Sport New South Wales, Karen Jones, the wonderful sprinter. I call her my sprinter in the Office of Sport, and all of her team. She's amazing. Most importantly, the sponsors and partners. Without you, it's extremely difficult to put on something like tonight, so thank you for all of your support. The award nominees and all of the winners, congratulations, and thank you for all your hard work, ladies and gentlemen. I am absolutely delighted that tonight is one of my first events as Minister for Sport, Multiculturalism, Seniors and Veterans. I'm getting it down pat. But I'm particularly unapologetic about the fact that I just love sport, and I've been very keen to fulfil this role for many years, so I'm so excited to be here. And it's fitting that we recognise the outstanding achievements and contributions of our volunteers, our clubs and our councils to community sport in this state. You are truly the lifeblood of the sporting sector. I'm a soccer mum, a hockey mum, the wife of a first grade rugby referee, long suffering, so thank you to all the referees, and a terrible tennis player, but a very enthusiastic supporter of pretty much every sport there is. And it's so important after the events of the last 18 months that we know that sporting clubs and volunteers rose above the challenges. And they rose above not only the challenges of a global pandemic in COVID-19, but bushfires, floods, and a whole lot of other challenges to be able to deliver their sports in their communities, and we thank you. Of course, the pandemic's had a massive impact on every aspect of our lives, including sport. And it was telling for me that during the lockdown there were skyrocketing sales of treadmills and a run on weights at gyms. It just demonstrates that what is important to Australians is being fit and healthy, and our ability to continue exercising and playing our sports was one of the number one things I heard about during the pandemic. When can we get out and play? Not least of which from my husband, who was desperate to go to the gym, and I was desperate for him to go to the gym by the end of it. A national survey by the Australian Sports Foundation found that 80% of clubs' revenue had ceased or declined during the pandemic, including memberships, sponsorships, fundraising and events. You don't need me to tell you this, you know it. And it caused sporting facilities to close and competitions to be postponed, with sporting organisations facing job and financial losses, which significantly impacted the future of the sector, as we know. The Office of Sport, through their hard work in collaboration with Sport New South Wales, worked with you all to better understand the challenges of COVID-19 on your organisations, and that work resulted in the New South Wales Government announcement of the $27.3 million Community Sport Recovery Package for supporting the sports sector to get back on its feet. The package included a one-off grant of up to $1,000 for local sporting clubs and associations across New South Wales, which recognised the impact on grassroots. And I know with a family who's grown up supporting a grassroots shoot shield rugby club, don't hold it against me, how important it is. You know, the volunteers that get up and dress the ground at 6 o'clock in the morning, those that work on the canteen all day, and those that clean up and mop the floor at night. So all volunteers, all helping out, the administrators, referees, everybody there, the officials, making sure that we can play. Clubs asked volunteers to be more flexible and resourceful, as well as giving even more of their time during this challenge. And your contribution to keep sport running safely is inspirational. And it's vital now that we as a community know that we need the mental and physical benefits of sport, both on and off the field. For me as the new Sports Minister, I'm going to be a bit cheeky and unapologetic about the fact that sport is a whole lot more than just the game itself. It is all about the mental health, the inclusion, combating social isolation, us coming together, fitness, and there's a whole range of things that you all know. I'm preaching to the converted, but you all know come along with all of our sports. So I'm passionate about making sure that we give our community and members the opportunity to participate. I'll be quite vocal and quite a strong advocate in any other future opportunities. Those that know me, Chris Hall has a bit of a knowledge of that, and unfortunately has been on the other side of that occasionally. I apologise, Chris, but he knows I'm a strong advocate when we want to get things done. Women New South Wales reported that COVID-19 had the potential to exacerbate existing gender stereotypes, discrimination and economic disparities between men and women. And this was on top of the significant health and economic impact of the bushfires as well. As it turned out, women were more likely to lose their jobs and more likely to do more unpaid work, such as caring roles and homeschooling during the pandemic. The Her Sport, Her Way Women in Sport strategy is a key part of the New South Wales Women's 2018 to 2022 strategy, which provides a whole of government and whole of community policy framework to improve the economic, social and physical wellbeing of women and girls across New South Wales. And I have a particular interest in women's sport, and I love the comments about keeping our girls playing and keeping our HSC students playing through the HSC. Thank you, Drew, for your work on that and keeping them going. Her Sport, Her Way features an integrated package of 29 initiatives to increase the number of women and girls playing sport, invest in female-friendly sport facilities so we can finally have change rooms, we don't have to get changed in our cars or on the grass, and maximise our investment in women's sport, supporting the sector to increase the number of women in leadership positions. And it's great to see so many women in leadership positions. It's nothing against you blokes, you're doing such a great job as well, so don't worry. But I encourage you to access Her Sport Her Way and have a look at the New South Wales Office of Sport website. You'll see some practical advice about how to access the information there so that we can maximise the opportunities for our women and girls when they play. I want sport to be accessible and safe and inclusive and welcoming to everybody who wants to play. I think just turning up and being a part of it is half the challenge, and if we can get you there and get you playing, all the better. As I think my school said to my parents, we've got a Z team for her. Don't worry, she's dreadful, but we've got a team for her. So as a member of a sporting family, I understand the value of commitment, and it's all about the families, the mums and dads who drive you to practice, the people who are alongside you the whole way, and the contribution of our volunteers in keeping our sports running and ensuring that week in, week out, you are all there and we know the sacrifices you make. So these Community Sports Awards tonight provide a tangible means of recognising and thanking you for your outstanding achievements, and I commend Sport New South Wales for running this event so successfully and so beautifully, and I'm glad there's more than 4 of us here tonight, so congratulations. And I'm pleased that on behalf of the New South Wales Government I can be here to support it. It's just so exciting and wonderful to see, and I thank you for your commitment and your efforts. We really want to get behind volunteers, administrators and everybody involved to keep sport running. And I just want to particularly acknowledge the Distinguished Long Service Award recipients who have devoted over 25 years of service to their sports. And I know in some of my engagement, those people really just give and give and give. And I really thank you for that. So these awards are a small way for us to say thank you and recognise the winners and nominees. I'd like to congratulate you and hope you enjoy this very special evening. Thank you.
Minister, thank you so much, and we're so delighted that you chose us as one of your first events to officially attend, and we're making you work for your canapes today because the Minister will stay on stage and present the next group of Distinguished Long Service Awards, and as I call your name, please come up to the stage and remain on stage for a group photo. Bob Hockley. For his many years of contributions, Bob received the Service Star from Motorsport Australia in 2020. Anne Jenkins. Anne has been instrumental in the growth of hockey in the Northern Beaches area for the last 25 years. Graham Jenkinson, fondly known as Jenko. Graham has been an icon for cricket in the Newcastle region for over 57 years, including 40 consecutive years as the first grade scorer. Wow, that's patience. Dale Keogh. Dale's been actively engaged in coaching judo for over half a century and has also been appointed to the National and Oceania Sports Commissions. Max Labert. Max started karting and volunteering in Condobolin in 1959 and across his 62 years in the sport has held roles at club, state and national levels. Valmay Looms. Valmay has been an advocate for sport in Wollongong and was instrumental in the establishment of the track and field program at Illawarra Sports High School. Ellen Monaghan, OAM. Ellen is the Vice President and life member of Newcastle Netball Association and has worked tirelessly to support athletes with intellectual disability. Sorry, our recipients, has someone got one that says Ellen on it by any chance? We'll redo your photos in a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, would you congratulate our second group of Distinguished Long Service Award recipients? Lovely. Congratulations to all of you once more. Minister, thank you so much. Yes, we'll get those, get the right name on the right trophy. But one more round of applause, please, for our recipients this evening. Anyone at home, just take a break for a couple of secs while we just get the right trophies up here. Okay, Minister, we found it.
Max, you took Dale's. You want a Dale's award instead. Yeah, it's okay.
Thank you so much. One more round of applause, please, for the Minister. Thank you. We gave you the trickiest job tonight. Now, ladies and gents, we return to our awards, and similar to the Community Sports Administrator Award, the 2021 Volunteer Director of the Year finalists provide leadership from behind the scenes. Their influence can be found through achievements and stability in an organisation's governance practice and at board level. We'd like to ask award sponsor Lee Street from Australian Institute of Company Directors, New South Wales, she's the state manager to the stage to announce the winner and present the 2021 AICD Volunteer Director of the Year Award. The finalists are John Baxter. John has held various initiatives and been a driving force behind the introduction of new events. John mentors new board members, sharing his skills and knowledge with them. Joe Dougal. As president of the Balmain Junior Touch Association, John has worked with council and lobbied government to secure new amenities for the club. Bron Powell. Bron recently instigated the inaugural Paddle New South Wales Environment Committee, which is not only the first of its kind in New South Wales, but the first across Australia. Adam Hindflesh. Adam is an innovative thinker who focuses on improving quality coaching standards and ensuring growth and retention within the sport. Kip Stavro. Kip has worked tirelessly to develop the World Martial Arts Alliance as the peak body for martial arts in New South Wales. And under his leadership, the organisation has grown to nearly 1,000 members. Ladies and gents, here are your finalists for Volunteer Director of the Year for 2021. And Lee, I'm going to get you to please do the honours.
And the joint winners of the 2021 Australian Institute of Company Directors Volunteer Director of the Year are Joe Dougal and Kip Stavrov.
Joe and Kip, step this way for a moment.
Yes, thank you.
So Joe, we'll start with you. As we said at the beginning and when we announced these awards, these jobs are often behind the scenes. How does it feel to be recognised?
Well, it's always a great honour. I'd like to congratulate all the other nominees, not only on stage tonight, but all the others who've been up here. As every one of you know, junior and senior sport administration is very challenging, and the challenge we had last year, as we all know, was something everyone had to get over. And I know from looking around and reading about it that most of, nearly all sports got back on track, and that just shows the resilience of sport.
And Kip, for you, similar experience?
Similar experience. I mean, it was tough, you know, because we're in a sports of action. and not being able to do the action was a bit tough, you know. But really, we've got to thank everyone in sports. Without you guys out there, we wouldn't be where we are today.
And as directors managing teams and as volunteers, how much pride do you have in those teams? Because volunteers yourselves, it's tough motivating people when everyone's having a difficult time at home. How did you cope with that this year?
Well, it was pretty hard because our season was interrupted originally because of the football sports going later. So that reduced our numbers a lot because it went from 1,700 to about 1,500 kids playing. But with all the volunteers and the people that work, you know, in our organisation, we got the whole competition. We didn't miss a beat. We went through the whole competition we would have had without COVID. We lost a few fields because we had to play around soccer nets and whatever. But, you know, because of the people in our organisation, everyone pulled their socks up and we got through the season and the kids got what they had every year.
And for Kip, you actually managed to growing to 1,000 members.
We did. We grew quite well. I mean, Telstra's probably happy because my phone never stopped ringing everyone. And Zoom was going quite frequently. Unfortunately, as we know, we had some hard times during the COVID, but we had to be out there showing our faces while we're still a sporting organisation.
Absolutely. Gents, congratulations. You are our Volunteer Directors of the Year. Congratulations to you both. Folks, for all our finalists, please, Volunteer Director of the Year for 2021, and thank you to Lee Street from AICD. We now move to the Community Team of the Year Award. Now, this category highlights outstanding performances at national or state championships or regional, association or club level in the nomination period. It's my pleasure to welcome Mark Wright, who's Head of Sport and Local Community at UNSW, to the stage to assist in the presentation of the 2021 University of New South Wales Community Team of the Year. Welcome, Mark. Would you please welcome the representatives from the following nominated teams. The Bulli Men's Opens Boat Crew. In 2020-2021, the Bulli crew continued their dominance in surfboats, winning the Ocean Thunder Surfboat Series, the New South Wales State Championships, and secured place finishes at the Australian Surf Rowers League Open and Australian Championships. Crusaders Youth League Men's Team Basketball. The Central Coast Crusaders Youth League men's team were crowned Basketball New South Wales Waratah League 1 Division 1 champions for 2020, with players dominating end-of-season individual awards and selection in representative teams. Come on, lads, you're athletes. Manly Warringah Touch Women's Opens team. In 2020, the Manly Touch Women's Open team continued their competition domination, claiming victory in both the Vorden Cup Women's Premier League and the New South Wales State Cup Women's Opens. And Newcastle Cricket Zone Men's Opens team. The Newcastle Cricket Zone Open men's team have won back-to-back New South Wales Country Championships, with Captain Nick Foster receiving the Josh Hazelwood Cricket New South Wales Medal for Country Player of the Year. For worthy nominees, please put your hands together for all our finalists in Community Team of the Year. And Mark, I'll hand over to you to do the honours.
And may I just quickly say how proud the University of New South Wales is to be a partner of Sport New South Wales for, I believe, the 4th year we're moving into. Thank you to the board and to Ross and your team for the engagement and the relationship. So thank you very much. The winner of the Community Team of the Year goes to the Central Coast Crusaders Youth League men's team. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, you do have to give a speech, didn't they tell you that?
Oh, no.
You must be proud of the rest of your team and your achievements in this last year. Anyone in particular you'd like to give a shout out to?
No, we had an incredible team. We had 4 people in our team who are overseas at the moment trying to make a career in the United States. So, we had an incredibly talented team and well coached, and we have a great club behind us. So, awesome achievement for us and our club.
What do you enjoy most about the season?
It was a tough season. All the players stepped up to the challenge. It was good fun, and it was an effort for everyone, so it was good.
So you mentioned you've got some overseas. Who should we keep an eye out for? Obviously, you two.
Obviously, of course. Will Cranston, Daniel Titus, Oliver Hedger, Luke Cassidy, Matt Gray, all overseas or in here trying to make a career in the NBL 1 next year and stuff. So look out for them. They're all amazing athletes and great basketball players. So.
Excellent. You'll have a word to the Minister to make sure you can get them all back into town for the next season. Excellent job. Guys, thank you so much and congratulations. Crusaders Youth League men's basketball team, congratulations. Community Team of the Year. One more round of applause for our finalists. Thank you to Mark Wright. I'd now like to invite Anthony Shannon, Director, Early Intervention, Volunteering and Youth from the Department of Communities and Justice, to the stage. Anthony will help with the presentations for the Community Club of the Year, and this award seeks to recognise clubs which have achieved excellence throughout the last 12 months. I now call to the stage representatives from the 2021 Department of Communities and Justice Community Club of the Year Award, starting with the Balmain Rowing Club. In 2020-2021, the Balmain Rowing Club ran a range of events to promote community involvement, and their para-rowing program earned an amazing 7 Australian Rowing Championships medals. Manly Warringah Touch Association. Following strong results in the 2020 Vorden Cup representative season, over 50% of players in the Women's 20s and Opens New South Wales teams were selected from the Manly Warringah Touch Association. Mossman Junior Hockey Club. The Mossman Junior Hockey Club focused on the experience and quality of programs for all players in 2020, and for their efforts on and off the field, the club was awarded Most Improved by their association. And Northern Barbarians Rugby Club. Over 30 Northern Barbarians players and coaches were selected for representative honours in Shute Shield, New South Wales and Australian squads, and the club regularly hosts events for development and for their community. And Anthony, I'm going to hand over to you to do the honours. Would you put your hands together, please, for our finalists for Community Club of the Year 2020.
And the joint winners of the 2021 Department of Communities and Justice Community Club of the Year are the Balmain Rowing Club and the Northern Beach Barbarians Rugby Club.
Now, of course, you don't get off scot-free. If each of you could, thank you, Anthony, take a microphone. And we might start with the Balmain Rowing Club. Have you brought a gaggle of fans tonight? There was quite a bit of cheering there.
Yeah, Balmain's well represented in the room tonight. So.
Indeed. Congratulations on your achievements as a club. What makes you most proud?
I think how we got through COVID, we came through, I mean, rowing is a social distancing sport. Our rowers are 3 metres apart. But we came through COVID as a community really well. When we couldn't row, we either took to kayaks or we formed bubbles. We walked in, 2 people walking. People rented out their dogs for the day to go walking. So I think how we came through COVID as a sport was a really strong representation of us as a club and us as a community. Rowing is a very community sport.
Did you say rented out their dogs?
Yeah, Joe has, our president Joe here, has 4 Jack Russells who made a rotation through the club at various times, including myself. I now have a spaniel of my own.
I was going to rent out my kids, but the dog didn't occur to me. That's a great idea.
Years ago, we made a decision to when we had to think about a motto for our club, which was we changed it to rowing for all. So we made a definite policy to open the door to everybody and invite them into our sport and facilitate that. And the most amazing thing is everybody in this room knows that somebody amazing will walk through that door that will actually change your life. And that's what probably tonight is about. Thank you very much.
Yes, congratulations to everyone at the Balmain Rowing Club, and we go to the Northern Barbarians Rugby Club, and I do love it when 2 gorgeous women come in for the Barbarians Rugby Club, because it's not what you're first picturing, and I know that's reverse sexism from me. Tell us what you love about the club.
Oh, the club is brilliant. I've been there for many years with both my sons, and we focus on the 3 C's, being community, culture, coaching. And it's a really family-friendly club, and our numbers, I know COVID, obviously it was a very hard year last year, being a contact sport, but we got through it and our numbers did grow by 13% as well. So, yeah, no, it's a great community club.
Fantastic. And how did your players find the adjustment? I have to say I laughed when sport resumed. It just made me giggle because they would come in and they'd have to fist bump and then they would sweat all over each other for the next 80 minutes. How did your players adapt?
I think we were really focused on making our club a COVID-safe environment, and we were really conscious with the kids and communicating to all of our families about how to enjoy sport in a really COVID-safe way. Everybody took that on board, and we, did have an amazing season last year, and we're really looking forward to a top season this year as well.
Well, we have seen a lot of your players come through, as I mentioned, at the Shoot, Shield and State, and even up at national team level. I know that's not why you do it, but how satisfying is it to see those players achieve those heights?
It's been amazing. Both Leanne and I have been involved with our own children, and they've reached representative honours, and we've had an incredible experience at the club. We've been nurtured, our children have been nurtured, and to be involved on the committee level and have that focus, and it's really been incredible. And we have such amazing volunteers, we have such amazing coaches and managers and people that are so passionate about getting everybody into the sport. It's incredible.
Balmain Rowing Club and Northern Barbarians Rugby Club. Congratulations, you're our Community Clubs of the Year for 2020. Congratulations to all our finalists. Thank you very much to Anthony Shannon. Well, we'll now welcome to the stage the finalists for the Community Event of the Year. This is awarded to the outstanding community sporting event within the nomination period. These events bring together participants from far and wide, and we all know the incredible amount of work that goes into their success. So our finalists for the 2021 Department of Communities and Justice Community Event of the Year are Central Coast Regional Open Judo. The Central Coast Regional Open involved over 350 entries across 71 categories from all over New South Wales. It was the largest judo event in Australia post-COVID-19. New South Wales Schools Cup Championships Volleyball. Involving 30 schools and over 700 students, the New South Wales Schools Cup Championships was the biggest schools volleyball event ever to be held in New South Wales and the biggest in Australia in 2020. New South Wales Senior State Cup Touch Football. The premier event for New South Wales touch football, the Senior State Cup, brought over 3,000 players to play over 900 games across 3 days in Port Macquarie. And Riders Cup Pony Club. With COVID still a concern, the innovative Riders Cup show jumping challenge involved riders across the state competing on an identical course in their own zone, allowing competition to go ahead without the need for travel and mixing of participants. Could we have a big round of applause for all our finalists, the Community Event of the Year? And Anthony, I'll let you once more do the honours.
And the winner of the 2021 Department of Community and Justice Community Event of the Year is the New South Wales Senior State Cup.
Congratulations to you. What an achievement that was at 3,000 players. That's just extraordinary. How did you do it?
It was very tough. It's normally tough from year to year anyway, but under the conditions with COVID, we wanted to deliver a great experience to everyone that was there. And through that hard work, as we've all said tonight, without volunteers, without referees, officials, parents and kids, it wouldn't have happened. So it was a great event.
And the buy-in from all your athletes, what was it, 900 games over 3 days? That's an extraordinary amount of competition you've got going, people moving in and out of areas. Are you an expert in barriers and hand sanitising now?
I'm not personally, but yes, we are. And it was challenging to change the rules of the games, the time slots coming in, the car parking. So it was a total help from everyone that wanted the people to play and just to deliver a great experience to everyone.
Well, you did an outstanding job and congratulations on being the Community Event of the Year for 2020. Touch football. Give it up, folks, once more. Community Event of the Year finalists, sponsored by Department of Communities and Justice. And Anthony, thank you for making those presentations for us. Our penultimate award of the night is the Local Council of the Year. We're going to welcome to the stage the finalists for this award, awarded for excellence and innovation in the promotion of sport and active recreation during the nomination period. I'd like to welcome to the stage to make the presentation Chief Executive of the Office of Sport, Karen Jones, who will announce the 2021 Local Council of the Year. We have an apology from one of our finalists, that is Albury City Council. The $19 million development of Albury City Council's Lavington Sports Ground transformed the venue into a premier regional sporting hub. Blacktown City Council. In addition to 157 new sports facilities currently in progress, Blacktown City Council have developed millions of dollars of innovative sports facilities within their LGA for community, elite and professional sport. Central Coast Council. Central Coast Council launched a comprehensive online directory, the Sports Hub, and an inclusive sport and recreation resource to showcase the region's available activities and share best practice inclusion information. Cumberland City Council. Cumberland City Council's Healthy Kids Initiative program partners with community groups, local, national and state sporting organisations to promote being a healthy lifestyle for young people within their LGA. As I hand over to Karen to announce the winner, would you put your hands together for all our finalists, Local Council of the Year.
Thank you, everybody. And before I get started, can I just congratulate all the finalists, the winners, and of course, the Distinguished Long Service Award recipients tonight. It's very, very nice to see you all in the room, and congratulations to everybody. Now, on behalf of the Office of Sport, I'd like to now, and I'm very pleased to now, announce that the Local Council of the Year is Blacktown City Council.
No, your job's not over. Congratulations to you and your fellow councillors. Blacktown really does an outstanding job, and this was another category that was really tightly contested. What is it that makes you most proud about your LGA and what you're doing there?
We're a fairly large council, very multicultural, 200 countries talking throughout the city. You kind of have to reach a lot of people in the city. COVID was obviously hard for everyone in the room. It wasn't just Blacktown. But yeah, look, I think the fact that we're a growth or a regrowth city, we've got the traditional part of the city, we've got a new part in the city. I guess, yeah, making sure that all new residents are welcome and making sure there's facilities for them to, be out, be active, playing sport. Sport's the lifeblood of the community, and without everyone in this room, we've got nothing to do. So
fair enough. Now, I know in Blacktown you do have a lot of elite sport facilities as well as your community ones. How do you find balancing that, making sure there's something for everyone in terms of availability?
Look, yeah, it's Blacktown's got the legacy venue from the Sydney Olympics. BISP, it's an elite sport venue, but at the same time, we've got thousands, or literally thousands of sports fields and parks throughout the LGA. So making sure that they're up to standard, that the community sport can get down there on a Monday night, finish on a Friday night, back in again on a Saturday morning, finish on again on a Sunday afternoon. Making sure that everyone, you've paid your registration, you've enrolled, you've done your hard part to get there. Making sure that we can, supply the goods to them. It's, I guess, what makes the world turn, if that's not cliche.
Well, it clearly worked. Congratulations to you and your team at Blacktown City Council. You are the Local Council of the Year. Congratulations to you and all our finalists tonight. As they take their seats, one more round of applause, please. And thank you, of course, to Karen for making the presentations. Well, ladies and gents, thank you so much for your attention this evening, for celebrating with our finalists and winners. And to round out the 2021 ceremony, we can think of no better way than to invite the Honourable Natalie Ward, MLC, Minister of Sport, once again to return to the stage to present the final group of Distinguished Long Service Award recipients. And yes, I know I shortened your title. Would our recipients please make their way to the stage? Elena Morris. Elena has given more than 25 years' service to Special Olympics in the field of swimming. She's a life member of Swimming New South Wales and Coalfields United Swimming Club. Jane Noak. Jane delivered the 2009 World Masters Swimming Games and has been recognised for her many years of contribution with life membership of her local clubs and Masters Swimming New South Wales. Aino Okinen. Aino is the heart and soul of wheelchair basketball in the Illawarra and was instrumental in setting up the Roller Hawks National League team. Jim Pappas. Jim will be represented by his grandson Reece tonight. Jim served on the Newcastle Olympic Football Club Committee for over 30 years before his recent passing. He was a mentor to many and will be greatly missed. Our last two recipients are apologies, but they deserve to be mentioned. Neil Rogers. Neil joined the Birrong ASC in 1974, since then has taken secretary and president's positions within his local clubs. He's worked at international meets and sat on the Swimming New South Wales Committee for over 20 years. Wendy Tor, OAM, was awarded life membership of Riding for the Disabled New South Wales in 2006, was recognised with an Order of Australia medal for her dedication to the sport. Mark Winden, OAM. Mark has managed some of the biggest surfing events in Australia over the past 20 years. Mark has been involved in all levels of governance, coaching and judging. Ladies and gents, please join me in a round of applause for our third group of Distinguished Long Service awardees. Now, Mark, sorry, before you leave the stage, don't run away. This is your time to shine. Before you leave the stage, I'd like Mark to join me at the lectern, please, just to perhaps say a few words on behalf of all the Distinguished Long Service Award recipients. What have these awards mean to volunteers?
Look, congratulations to everyone here tonight who's received awards and been nominated. And how good is it to have a Minister for Sport who is absolutely stoked in the sport, to coin an old surfing phrase. A lot of people here, they know what it's like. They put in hard yards week in, week out. They're at the coalface. I think awards like this are really important, not for the recipients, but the people out there who don't get the recognition, who are doing the hard yards each week. So for me, this belongs to a whole heap of people at Surfing New South Wales and all the clubs. They deserve a little piece of this.
And tell us, from your perspective, and I know you're speaking on behalf of many people tonight who've done the hard yards to get these awards, how does volunteering enrich your own lives?
Well, for me, it's been a 40-plus year labour of love, and it set me on a career pathway that I didn't realise was going to happen. And in that time, I've met some amazing people, formed some great friendships, and seen athletes come through the ranks. A lot of them have come through the Surfing New South Wales ranks and now in the Olympic side to go to Tokyo for the first time with surfing as an Olympic sport. So to see that is amazing. And the other thing too, it's really hard to put into words. But the thing that I get off on is what I like to see is that young kid putting on the rashi for the first time, going in the water, maybe in an under-10s and getting out of the water, and they've got a grin on their face and you've got them for life. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. Mark, congratulations to you and all your fellow awardees tonight. We've had 25 Distinguished Long Service Awards up here, all of them so incredible, and what you do for sport in this state is extraordinary. So thank you to all of you. Thank you to those who've been up here tonight. Another round of applause, please. Thank you, Minister, for all your support tonight, your support of community sport and Sport New South Wales. Thank you. You now get to sit and relax. Folks, to formally close tonight's ceremony, would you please now welcome Sport New South Wales CEO, Mr. Ross Bidencope.
Thanks, Steph, and good evening, everybody. Firstly, I too would like to pay my respects to the traditional owners, the Darug people, pay my respect to their elders, past, present and emerging. Tonight is very special, and I've been thinking while I've been sitting there, the laughter, the enjoyment has been fantastic. Watching the people get up there, and even the minister having a laugh, going backstage and helping with it is just fantastic. And that's what sport is all about. Most importantly, we're here to recognise you volunteers, the people that really make sport tick. You've been the gel that has held the community together during these tough times of the past 12 months. Sport is one of those mediums that everybody just stands next to each other, watches the game, watches what's going on and has a chat and gets on. And that helps, as the Minister pointed out, with mental health. People, it's just so important. It is also special tonight because we're here in this fantastic venue. Look out the back there, and each one of the finalists is going around on that digital hoarding out the back there. It's just fantastic. And yes, we are face to face, and as I said, we can laugh together. It is really good. I remember last year standing in front of the camera and doing the same thing and just looking into this screen and just kind of thinking, this is weird. But now we're back and that's great. I would like to congratulate the Distinguished Long Service Award recipients, our award winners, and indeed all finalists. There are literally hundreds of thousands of you that volunteer week in, week out in sport. As a sports volunteer myself for many years, I know that personally that the effort that you need to put in to make sure that sport goes ahead week in, week out, but we do it for love, as I think Winnie said before. It's a labour of love that we do it and we enjoy it. But some of you go far beyond, and for you to be recognised tonight is just so important and special. There has never been more important year as well, given what we've experienced over the past 12 months when we were judging the awards and how the different recipients coped with their particular sport in terms of COVID. It made it really difficult. But I'd like to extend the welcome to the Minister. It was great to see that she's a good sport and was it really appearing to enjoy herself? And we thank her for taking on the portfolio. It's much appreciated. With Sport New South Wales as an independent body, there is no doubt that a strong working relationship needs to be forged, and it is with the Office of Sport. And Karen, thank you for supporting me and the team at Sport New South Wales over the last 12 months. It's really appreciated. At this point, I want to also dwell on the importance of our partners. These partners, some of whom appear up here this evening, are incredibly important to us. Without them, we could not put on events such as this. We would be far diminished if we did not have these partners. So I'd like everybody in this room to give them a big hand. We are incredibly grateful to these partners who enable us to serve the sector, provide awards nights, conferences, education seminars, inclusion and women's programs, workshops and much more. Thank you. By supporting us, our partners also support the entire Sport New South Wales membership and sporting family. My sincere thanks. Speaking of the sporting family, our two awards programs that Sport New South Wales runs, the New South Wales Community Sports Awards, which we're here tonight, and the New South Wales Champions of Sport, which will be on the 29th of November later this year, are only successful because of you, the members. These awards come about from your nominations, from your willingness to support this event, which for the first time is both not only a face-to-face, but is being live streamed. So you can go back home, log on, and see yourself. You can see yourself on the stage. Apart from the awards, Sport New South Wales is committed to being a body which promotes, strengthens and advocates for sport in New South Wales in partnership with you, our members, and working with you wherever we can is our top priority. I would like to publicly acknowledge our judging panel on these awards: Andrew Hamilton, Margot Zaska, Kelly May and Steph Brant. And Steph's talked about the trials and tribulations that we went through when we were trying to split some of those earlier decisions, but we couldn't. Thank you so much for your time and expertise. In the program that you all have, you just see a snapshot of the contributions and efforts of the finalists, but the judges see much more than that, and it was quite a hard task in making some of those selections. I would also particularly like to, at this point, thank Emily Moore, Jess Swartz and Adam West for their efforts in putting tonight together, both tonight and the weeks beforehand. Without their hard work, this night would not have gone ahead. I want to give them a big hand as well. Thanks also to the team at Madsen who are doing the streaming, the previous Minister's office staff and the team here at Bankwest Stadium for assisting us with the move to this fantastic venue at such late notice. For us, we are so lucky that once again to have Steph as the MC. So everyone give her a big hand. She just exudes that warmth and love of sport, and it just made it fun tonight, didn't it? So now, that is the end to the formal part of the evening, but I want to tell you that before you go home, there's a media board out there, there's a here. If you want to get photos, make sure you do. Thank you again for working with us to ensure a fantastic night. Please travel safely, and remember, you are the very heart of sport. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ross. Thank you to all of you. Once more, congratulations to everyone who was nominated, to all our finalists. Anyone who won an award, would you please make your way to the front so we can get one group photo before the evening's over. To all of you, thank you for your service to sport. Thank you for tonight. Have a great weekend.